Alright, I guess you just have to look at the list. So we're gonna try to go like one by one. Let's take a look-see. Cards to be forbidden! CRYSTRON HALQIFIBRAX. Finally. Finally, this stupid ass card is gone. Hulk is gone! Finally. No more Hulkdon. Actually, Auroradon still exists. Actually, Auroradon still exists. So Hulkdon still exists. It's more Dawn, but definitely the whole combo is a lot weaker. Auroradon's probably gonna have to get hit at some point because you could still do level 7 shenanigans with like the Arm Dragon, stuff like that. Yeah, you just play Tomahawk Turbo. But Hulk really does hit a lot of other decks, which is really, really good. Tomahawk, we'll see. But this is the only cards forbidden. Hopefully we'll see some limits. Cards to be limited. Damn. What the fuck? Water Enchantress? Already? That's kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of Water Enchantress isn't that bad. Because if you're trying to hit like adventure piles, like why not just ban Rite of Aramasir or like Griffin Rider? Like, I don't know. I feel like there are much more efficient ways if you want to limit the consistency of this engine. I feel like there are a lot of better ways actually that you could have handled the adventure engine. I would have personally just banned Griffin Rider and maybe like Water and Right can be at 2 as like a sort of level 3 maybe extension engine. Doesn't super matter in my opinion, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Just ban Griffin Rider. Honestly, that's what we should have done. What else? Okay, cards to be semi-limited. We have semi-limited. What the fuck? What? What the shit? Rivalry of Warlords, Gozen Match, Raigeki, Trishula Dragon of the Ice Spear, Wind Up Curious Zen Mighty, ABC Dragon Buster, Trickstar Light Stage, Red Reboot, Dynamist Pink Top, Spiral Quick Fix, Double High Resistance, and Orcus Harbor. God damn, they just fucking like they're like fuck it, boom, everything's semi-limited. Oh my god. Based. Every card is at 2. Holy shit, this is so funny. Let's go, Orchist! Bat chest! Alright, let's break this down one by one. Let's break it down one by one. So, Rivalry of Warlords Gozen Match obviously hits the Eldritch. Eldritch is still like a little bit too playable in its current form just because people figured out that the hits to Eldritch cards don't really matter if you just sit on a bunch of floodgates and a 3500 beater. Raigeki is a really powerful board wipe tool, but it doesn't super matter in the grand scheme of things because you would rather the slot that Raigeki is filling be like a combo starter or in decks that are already playing like Raigeki, you have like way better options. So Raigeki is honestly just like a misnomer. Like it doesn't really matter if it's in your deck or not. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, this was sort of a anti-Master Rule 5 hit in the sense where Konami was really scared that people were going to be looping multiple Trishulas. Obviously that turned out not to be the case because Trishula sucks in the current meta. Wind Up Curious Zen Mighty. People were kind of coping that like Wind Up was like a good rank 3 link spam strategy. Turns out link spam is not that good if all you're ending on is like Appaloosa. So Wind Up Curious Zen Mighty came back. Cool. ABC Dragon Buster. This is like an OCG hit. ABC Dragon Buster, that whole deck was put to 1. It was like severely limited because of the new Master Rule. That made the ABC pieces way too easy to trigger in the sense of where you could just link off. But Konami realized that maybe a discard to banish pop a card isn't that great. So fortunately ABC's back at 2. Trickstar Light Stage, this is more a misnomer of Orchist of Eternal format, where you would use Trickstar Light Stage to search Trickstar Candida, then you would go Candida search Coralbane would special summon itself, and then you basically go to Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Mermaid, discard, summon, full Orcus combo. And Trickstar Light Stage would just sort of hit in order to reduce the 2 free bodies levels of consistency. And fortunately, they're bringing it back because Orcus is dead, and hopefully Vertil will be dead at some point. Red Reboot is a really good card. I think Red Reboot is a really good card to have at 3 in specifically Master Duel format, because in Master Duel format, you really do not have a choice in regards to how you build your deck. You sort of have to all in or nothing. You don't really have the luxury to be playing fun ofs the same way you do in the TCG. And I think that giving players the opportunity to see red reboot sometimes, but not all the time, a bit more often in their hands and decks that are designed to take advantage of red reboot's properties, I think it's cool. Same goes for Dino Roster Tops, really powerful card, but you can't really justify it as a fun of in most decks, and decks that are built around it are really cool. So yeah, Spiral Quick Fix is Spiral anti-hit. Cool. Wow, Spiral. Ooh, I'm a Spiral player and I can activate Machine Dupe. Ooh, I'm so cool. Fuck Spiral. Hate that deck. It's so cringe. Fuck Spiral. Just kidding, I like Spiral a lot. I just don't like hand loops. Spiral Quick Fix, cool. Unhit. Spiral's not really that good. Suffers from way too many consistency issues. But yeah, I guess it's slightly more consistent now. Double Ice Magician is an anti. It's a pen bring back. It's cool. It's not played in anything. It's not that good, but you play it. It's like fine. Not that good. If you want to play Pendulum, just play like Endymion. And Orcust Harpor. I'm gonna be honest, Orcust could probably come back to 3 in the TCG as well. That's just my opinion. Turns out, Orcust isn't that good. It's kind of mid. It's pretty mediocre. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think it's that good. Who would have guessed that like 2 interrupts isn't enough for a deck? All right, cards to be put to 3. Let's see. That's it? All right. Beginning of the end, Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing Magician. Let's go with beginning of the end first. Beginning of the end was sort of a small hit to the Danger Dark World Firewall FTK, where basically you just cycle through a ton of dangers and Dark Worlds. You banish like 5 of them from your graveyard and like draw 3 cards. More consistency among us. So that was like a deck. And then Harmonizing Magician is... who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, this card is always searchable. There's one more unbanned separate announcement. Yeah, we saw it. And yeah, the last one is Spellbook of Judgment being put to 1. So, what does this ban list tell us? Konami is still being pretty conservative with cards that they are banning. I think that Konami could have definitely banned a lot more stuff. I think that Auroradon could have been a huge hit. I think that Protos, a lot of Floodgate monsters still could have definitely... that are very prevalent within the meta, could have definitely been hit on the list. But I think Konami's taking a very conservative approach. But a really interesting approach is that they're deciding to put a lot of cards to 2, which I'm not actually a huge fan of. I will say that this ban list does not actually address a lot of the issues. Like, banning Hulk doesn't really solve the Auroradon problem. It doesn't really Water Enchantress, Rivalry, and Gozen to 1 and 2 respectively. It doesn't really solve the fact that like combo adventure decks as well as like Eldritch Skill Drain decks still exist within the format. But I will say it is pretty cool that they are willing to bring back a lot of old stuff, a lot of stuff that was sort of ancient relics of the TCG and the OCG back into the game. I think that is really cool, and I am going to be really happy to see all of these cards come back to 3, except for, you know, these 2. But I think that definitely, from a balance perspective, this list could have been a lot better. But from an everything else perspective, it's okay. It's fine. All right, that's it, YouTube. Bye-bye.